everybody, and welcome to the Liars Club. I'm Felicia Michaels.
And I'm Jessica Wellington.
And what we do here at the Liars Club is we have two of our comedy pals come on. We ask them to tell two stories. One is the truth, one is a lie. We try to figure out which one is a lie. It's a podcast and a game show, correct?
Yeah, you're right, Felicia. Thanks for that intro.
You're very, very welcome.
I'd like to introduce our guests for
Let's do
today.
it. Let's do it.
Our contestants. This gentleman over here in front of me, you've seen him on NBC. He's currently opening for Marlon Wayans. He also has a podcast called Hot Nothing, a Hot Nothing. So check that out. This is DC Ervin.
Yay, DC.
Thank you for having me.
You're very, very welcome.
Thanks for coming. And this gentleman here to my left, I've worked with him for a while now.
Years.
Yeah. Wow. Jeez. Christ. Okay.
A long time.
Yeah.
Easily thrown Jessica Wellington.
He's open for Steve-O, Bobby Lee. He has a podcast called So Deep. He was just recently on Your Mom's House, but this one's going to be
Wonderful.
even better.
Yeah.
Stephen Randolph.
Yay, Stephen Randolph.
Steve Money.
All right, and for the people that are listening to us and not watching us on YouTube, know that we go live streaming from the Comedy Store YouTube page around 4:30ish on Mondays.
Yeah, we're getting closer to
We're
that
getting-
4:30 mark.
We're trying to do it, and around most Fridays at 8:30ish.
Yes.
Right. So there you go. Here to my right is Mr. Austin Walker. He is our on-air producer, and he will be manning the YouTube page. If anybody is watching us live, you can ask questions, you can play along, and you can also vote. And manning the booth is one of our favorite people on the earth, Michael Evans. Give it up for Michael. Yay. Yay.
Mike Money.
He knows how to run the camera, and, that's what we need. Okay, so, all right.
It's true.
So I just want to say also, we had our first Comedy Store live show up in the Belly Room last Tuesday. It was a blast, and we put that up on YouTube, and you can watch it there. Brad Williams was on it. Jamie Kennedy was on it.
And
Yoshi
Yoshi.
was on it. It was such a fun time.
I feel bad because I just don't know how to say Yoshi's last name, so I just call him Yoshi.
Yeah, me too. God, fuck, we're so white.
I know.
Everybody probably
God.
does that.
Yeah.
It's the
That's
best
one of
way
those
to do
names
it.
where it's just, Yoshi.
If you don't know it,
Obayashi.
you gotta just.
Yeah.
Obayashi.
Obayashi.
Okay,
Hey.
there you go. So anyway, let's get the game started. I think you should go first.
Great.
Okay.
Back in 2000, I was in San Diego. I decided to go over to Mexico, Tijuana, and I went over with my friend Casey, and we had.
Were you living in San Diego?
I was living in San Diego.
How old were you?
Yeah, I was 2001. I was 21.
Okay.
Okay, and we went down to Mexico. We had some tacos. We decided to buy some drugs. We got arrested down there.
Now, you were heavy into drugs then, right?
What
Yes.
kind of drugs?
Yes, Oxycontin and cocaine.
Jesus
Turn up.
Christ.
Yeah.
Turn the fuck up.
Yeah. And so we went down there. I got caught. We got arrested, and we got
But I like the El Chapo.
by the Mexican police.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and we got put in.
Chapo.
We got,
Shut up. You're hilarious.
Chapo.
yeah, El Chapo. El Chapo. Get him. Get him. Get him.
I mean, that's serious though. Like
Yeah.
they're not gonna feed you. You're gonna be in.
Well, we ended up eating this mush that they would feed us every day out of a tortoise shell.
How long were you in the jail?
About a month. Yeah,
You were in jail for the.
Yeah.
Was it a jail or a prison?
it was a prison. It was
Ri-
a prison. Yeah,
For a month?
yeah, for a month.
In Mexico.
In Mexico,
Tijuana.
yeah, and in Tijuana, and then one thing that I was like very proud of starting there, like I freaked out, and then I just had this moment where I was like, I need to like make a change here if I'm going to be here for the rest of my life, and I started a
Can you imagine having that thought when you're 21?
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, that
oh,
felt
the
like
rest of
a
my
serious
life.
moment. That's,
yeah.
wow, that felt like some. Wow.
Wow.
I started an arts program in the prison, and so I was
What, with your poop?
no.
Why are they giving out art supplies in a Mexican
Yeah.
prison?
we drew in blood, but we actually ended up starting to put performances on, and we did some Shakespeare, and we did just different local plays, and we had like school come in and kind of participate with us. So I think that program's still running today. Back in 2008,
This sounds a lot like George Perez.
Yeah, no.
His backstory.
Did he start a program in there?
In prison.
I
He
didn't know
started a
that.
program
Oh,
in
shit.
prison. What kind of program did he start?
He
in
started doing
prison?
stand-up, and
Uh-huh.
they did shows and all that kind of
In
stuff.
prison.
In prison.
While he was a prisoner there.
Yes.
Wait, that's where he got his start?
No,
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 he
no,
had
no,
already.
not
he
at
was
all.
about to.
He was
Well,
about to
shit.
pop.
He's
and
got a
then,
fascinating story. He was
Yeah.
about
His
to
story
pop.
is fascinating. Is
Yeah.
the word. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, but you and him. I mean, you only had a month.
hmm
He was in for years.
Yeah, I'm pretty ambitious. And I just
And in Mexico, you don't even know the language.
yeah, and un poquito. I knew enough.
It must have been
So-
hard to translate Shakespeare that
Yeah,
quickly.
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah, that's some...
Did you do it in Spanish or in English?
Well, we did it in Spanish. I kind of mostly was like the director to the play, so like
Uh-huh.
I didn't act in it, and like I had translators and stuff like that because all we had was time,
Were you all just in one big cell, and you were like, "Hey, Jose, get up there."
We held auditions.
Who was we?
Me and the team. I assembled a team.
Who was on your team?
God, I don't remember the names. There's a guy with like a
You're
mullet.
telling
and a-
me that you were in a Mexican prison and you started a Shakespeare program and you can't remember the name of your fucking team members? Is
No.
that what you're telling me?
Yeah, no, I didn't even start talking about this until 5 years ago. It was so traumatic for
Oh,
me.
shit.
I like buried it, so I didn't talk about it for years.
Yeah, but you did the whitest thing ever. Like, you went down to a Mexican prison, and instead of just dealing with it and sucking at life,
hmm
you were like, "I'm gonna make things better."
I always
We're
try
gonna
to
have
give back. Even when I was on drugs, I'd always give back.
I have a technical question.
Yeah.
I myself was once arrested in Tijuana.
Oh.
What?
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes. So how
For
did the
what?
Shocker.
well
Yeah.
for photographing where I shouldn't have been photographing.
Oh.
And then the police came. I was with another girl, and the police came, and she tried to bribe him, and it was like the clumsiest move ever. And he just wasn't tolerating our bullshit, and he put us in the car, and he took. So this is my question, and then I'll finish up my story. When they put you in the car, right? And they drive you to what part of town? Do you have a memory of? Was it on the outskirts of town?
It was on the outskirts of town.
Like where you were.
Right outside Tijuana.
Visualize it, Randolph.
And so
Somebody online wanted to know if you could name 2 jails within the gang because that would verify your credibility.
To my 2G, I can't. I blocked out a lot of that.
all right, so when they drove you to the jail, then exactly what happened in that jail?
They didn't drive me to the jail. They drove me to the judge. You go and meet a judge first.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't have money for bail, and so I think it was kind of like a bribe. So they asked for $200. I didn't have $200, and for I think it was like a day and a half. We were in with all these federales and sitting with a guy that they called the judge, but it was just a bunch of guys, like a bunch of Mexican guys, just sitting, playing cards, hanging out. So we had this
What was it I'm very sorry to interrupt. I just want to be clear. Was it a separate building than the jail or the prison?
It was a separate building than the prison.
So
yeah.
did it feel like a courthouse?
It felt like
or-
a courthouse with a few cells.
Okay.
Like Andy Griffin.
Yeah, Mayberry.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So then we didn't have the money. My cell phone wasn't working at the time because it stopped working. And then I tried to call my dad. I got through on the 3rd day, and my dad ended up wiring a bunch of money later, and that's how I got out. But yeah.
It took a month, and you had time to set up a program.
Yeah.
Did you end with a play before you left?
No,
or-
I never got to see the finished product. But I did set up the whole program in there, and they're still doing it. In 2008. My therapist thought it would be a good thing for me to reach back out, and so I emailed them, and they remembered, and they said there was still kind of like that program going on, but I didn't want to follow up and go down there and visit because it was just too emotional for me.
Did you remember which Shakespeare play they did the first time?
Well, we didn't ended up doing it, but it was Hamlet.
I don't even know how that goes.
It's Lion King.
It's a Lion King?
Yeah, it's the same. It's pretty much the same story as Lion King.
You're shitting me.
No, yeah.
Lion King ripped off Hamilton?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Or maybe it's Macbeth. I don't know. One of the two.
Yeah.
Hamlet.
Wow.
Nuh-uh.
I'm sold.
Okay.
We do have a big fan
okay.
of Steven's online,
Uh-huh.
so he says that he knows a lot of your stories, and they are all very good, and this is not one of them. So he's going to be able to
Oh.
verify later if he has heard the other story. Then
Uh-huh.
we'll pretty much have an ace in the hole there. So.
Okay.
Do you guys get help from fans?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
People-
they're all
cheating.
online.
Yeah, that is. That's some.
keeping you
They have
honest right now.
questions, yeah, and then
wouldn't-
we all vote at the end.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that shit.
Yeah.
Be cool out there.
Yeah. I think it's all good. Okay, so
Okay.
that's a first good story. I like that.
Thank
It's
you.
really out of the thing. What happened to me is because they took me and the other girl to the actual jail, and there was a judge in the jail.
Mhm.
And then they took our film. I gave the wrong roll of film because fuck those guys.
Yeah.
And then I had to pay a fine, and then it was very scary because we were the only women there. And the guy, he had a chewed off ear. So then I had my cell phone. It was right when because it was a while ago. It was like I must have had my first or second cell phone or whatever. So I was slouching back in the patrol car trying to call my husband, right? But I was so afraid because he was like, "Don't get fucking arrested in Tijuana," like because he was always could call my shit, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
So I had to call my best friend, like, "You gotta help me. Don't tell my husband." You know what I
They
mean?
let you keep your cell phone in the jails there? They don't like strip search you?
They didn't because we went in front of the judge first, and then because
what
we paid
always
the
happens.
fine, and then
Yeah, but you still think they would search you before you went in front
Yeah.
of the judge? What if you had a weapon?
They didn't pat you down.
They're not.
Yeah, they didn't-
yeah,
they
they
didn't-
did
yeah.
not pat us down. I have no answers for you. They did not pat
Well,
us
she's
down.
not the one lying for
Yeah.
sure. She's not the one on
But then
trial.
afterwards, they were like, "Can we drive you back to where you need to go?" And we were like, "No, we'll walk, bitch." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We're out, and it was really scary. Yeah, so I could see where that would be traumatic.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but a month,
Yeah.
especially how long before your dad paid the bond or
A
paid
month.
He waited a month before he paid.
He couldn't get the money. They had to take money out on the house, and it was like this whole.
How
thing.
much money was it?
I think it was like $50,000.
Holy
Shit.
shit!
What
I would have stayed there.
How
I would have
much-
never got out.
How
Yeah,
many
true.
drugs were you buying?
2.
No, I know, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, how much of each drug?
Probably about $200 worth total.
Are you? And so it was $50,000 bond for
Yeah.
buying $200 worth of.
I don't know if bond would be the correct word. It was just if you want to see your son alive.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I had to do some things, and I had to do some things in there that I still am, ashamed of.
Yeah,
but-
Hamlet.
Yeah.
Very good. Just save it for the stage tonight, Jessica.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a first good story. Let's move on to your story.
Whoa, Reap.
Oh, thank you.
I believe you, bro.
I don't know.
I don't know. All right. So I used to work with this chick, right? We worked together at some little company. And-
No, I need more than that, buddy.
Okay, it was a credit card company. It was
Okay.
a credit card company. We would do fucking customer service, collections, shit like that. And she would always walk past my desk, and she would leave random notes on my desk, like some real elementary school shit, like, do you think I'm pretty or this and that, whatever. And she was, one time I fucking answered the question. I was like, yeah, I think you're pretty. And she was like, hey, I think we should hang out sometime. And I was like, cool, I'm down. We went to a place called Scandia. It's like a
Golf and stuff.
yeah, hey,
Yeah, I
it is,
think-
yeah. We
yeah.
went to this place called Scandia. Yeah, she had me know just like this. Let's say
Don't read
Yeah.
it. Don't read it.
You want to golf?
yeah, you want to go? No.
You want to golf? All holes
Right.
open.
Right.
Yeah.
So we went to the Scandia place, whatever, right? Had fun, dope little date. And after, I thought it was done, and she was like, "Hey, you want to go to the movies?" And I was like, "Cool, let's do this. Let's go to the movies." Real weird, random day.
Yeah.
We go to the movies, we're hanging out, whatever.
Same night.
Same day.
Okay.
This is all same day. Same. Now we're at nighttime though. Same night, whatever. After the movies, I'm thinking it's done. I'm ready to go home, and she's just like, "You want to get a room?" And I was like, I was just gonna go home and watch TV, but I'm down.
Yeah.
Real random of me. I normally don't do stuff like this. I was like, I'm down. Let's do this. And so we get a room. Everything starts happening.
Did she pay for the room?
She got the room, Motel 6. Got the room, Motel 6.
I have slept with men at a Motel
boom.
6.
I have too. I mean, women.
she gets the room, right? And everything's going down. Having sex before the climax. She takes the rubber off.
Before your climax.
Before my climax. Takes the rubber off. I let everything I have in her. Everything I have in her. After.
Wait, No.
Like mid-stroke?
Wait, yeah, you
What-
gotta
No.
explain that a little bit more.
So I'm doing it,
Uh-huh.
and when it's time to
Uh-huh.
do, I just didn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
She kept. I just
What,
But
did
how
she
did she-
grab it with
yeah.
her,
she
like her
grabbed it.
kegels?
No, she
Was
grabbed.
she like,
She like
is
grabbed
that a
it.
squirrel? And then you were like, "Whoa," and then she snaps it off. Like, what the fuck?
I've had that kind of shit happen.
No, she.
Like, did she change her sexual position to fucking
She
throw
like-
you
she-
off and
I'm
then
sitting-
snap it off? Like,
So-
what the fuck?
No,
Girls are crafty.
I'm on top. She has her legs like cradled around me,
Uh-huh.
and she reaches down and pulls it, and then pulls me too.
Pulls you in.
Pulls me in.
Yeah.
Right. So everything I could have like pushed off, but I kind of wanted. I think I wanted to too. But at the
It
same-
goes from feeling okay to
Right.
amazing, and you're like, well, fuck it.
right.
That's how most kids are born.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything I have goes in there. Gets real quiet in the room. Now I'm feeling like I was violated. I go, why did you do that to me? And she's like, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to feel the real you. This is what she says. And I'm like,
Aw.
Oh, my
Swear.
God.
swear. And I go,
You got duded.
I feel like I felt like some Me Too shit. I was
Yeah.
like, this, if I felt seriously
Yeah, well,
violated.
yeah, because this sounds like what men would normally do, not a woman
Right.
usually.
Threw me off.
I just wanted to feel the real you, baby.
So I'm having a hard
Go
time
ahead.
understanding this. So you're saying you're going at it,
Uh-huh.
and you were on top.
I'm on top.
Her legs are wrapped around
They're wrapped
you,
around me.
and then when one moment when you're almost out of it, she grabs the condom off, pushes you back in her, you squirt.
It was like simultaneous. Like she was
Well,
like,
did she know? Were you like, I'm about to come?
yeah. Of course I was, like, I'm about to come. And she's like, yeah. And then rips it off, and I just don't pull back. And then gets quiet in the room. I'm like, why'd you do that?
Were you doing like fast strokes? Or
I think I was pumping. I was
Was
rabbit.
it
I was rabbit
slow,
style.
slow,
It was-
fast,
I
slow,
was-
slow,
I think I
fast,
was on
slow,
rabbit.
slow, fast.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was like the rabbit. She timed that shit great.
Yeah.
Threw me off. Timed this shit great.
I've had shit like that. Girls
Yeah.
do that, yeah.
I swear. And
Yeah.
then she goes after that. She gets quiet, and I was like, I don't want to speak to you no more. I think that was really some fucked up shit.
But I don't understand while she was doing it. Why weren't you just like, what the fuck?
It feels
It
so
felt good. It's hard.
Yeah,
Like
but
it's
then-
hard to stop.
But then if you're having oh my God, this is awesome. I am so violated. Like, that's not how that works.
I guess I don't know.
It was the blame
It
game.
feels like as a man when you're just about to bust, and then
Right.
somebody takes that away from you. And
Right.
You just hold it.
Imagine someone's
Right. You
Imagine there's a pizza in front of your face, and the girl's
Uh-huh.
like, "You want to eat it? You want to eat it? You're like, I want to eat it so bad. That's all I've ever wanted to do is eat this pizza." And then right when she's putting it in your mouth, she goes, "A fly landed on that a minute ago." And then you're like, "What? I don't even care." Wait,
Oh, but that wasn't what he
a fly
No,
landed
that's-
on it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, a fly landed on it. Yeah, a fly landed on it. Well, I just wanted you to eat the pizza. Like,
Oh, not
why
the
did you eat
same
it?
thing at
It
all.
is. Why did you
Exactly,
eat it,
bro.
Well, I was
No.
hungry. My mouth was wet. I was hungry, and you're like, a fly landed on this. It fell on the ground. You're like, wait, what?
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, here's an experience I had. So I'm having sex with this guy. This
Uh-huh.
is last year, right? It is muy bueno, right? And
Yeah.
I'm
That means
about
good,
to,
right?
I'm
That
about
means it
to
was good.
bust.
What's his name?
I'm not gonna say. I'm about to bust a nut. I'm about to bust a nut.
Yeah.
And he licks my whole face as I'm about to bust my nut. You know what I do?
What'd you do?
Women are
I think-
different.
yeah, I think it's
Different.
different for
That's the
women.
difference.
We can't stop
We
like
can't
that.
stop.
Yes, you can.
Oh
No,
no,
you can't.
no.
Once it starts coming
No.
out, it has to
No.
complete
This is
the cycle.
men and women are
It's like a
similar a
cir-
lot.
yeah.
We are different a lot.
Right.
And when we're about to bust, like nothing stops that stream.
Nothing stops it.
The only thing that can stop that stream is your mom coming in.
Yeah,
That's
that
it.
would fuck it up.
That's the only
That'll
thing.
fuck it up.
Other than that,
And even then, I'll still be, oh, mom.
Yeah.
A little will come out.
once that train's going,
A
that
little will come
that
out.
I believe.
it's
That
like
I
shaking
believe.
up a Coke can and it's coming out.
It's
It's
coming
out.
it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
leave your body. Your soul
Right.
leaves your body when you're a guy for 3 seconds. Then you come back
Okay.
in, you're like, I'm a human again. Oh my
Look
God.
at this, how they're
So-
trying to fucking gaslight us into believing their soul leaves their body when they bust a nut, that we're not elevated as people enough for our fucking souls to leave our bodies.
We go
Yeah.
to another place.
No, it's not good. No. I wasn't saying elevated our souls leave our body. It wasn't a positive thing. We turned into something evil. You know, we're like, yeah,
Right.
come. And then you're like, whoa, I'm a good guy. What happened?
Yeah.
No, this
Said
isn't-
every guy behind a trash can beating up a
Yeah,
woman.
no.
Like, oh,
we-
fuck. Oh.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. What did she say? No, I'm just kidding.
So you came inside of her.
Came inside of her, as I was saying. Came inside
Did
of
you
her.
already have kids at this point?
I'm gonna get to that. Watch.
Oh
This
shit.
is-
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
This was crazy. So I, whatever that happens, whatever. I don't talk to her at work. I'd say about later on down the line, she hits me up and she's like, "I'm pregnant."
Well, no shit.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I say, what are you gonna do? And she goes, I'm gonna get an abortion or whatever. And I'm like, well, I support whatever you decide to do, but just let me know so I can, And she's just like, you treated me so bad that night, this or that, da 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 da. Hangs up on me. I don't see her. I don't speak to her. I actually quit the job. I actually leave the job, not because of her. I just leave the job.
Do you think she was trying to trap you?
I don't know.
And were you in a spot at the moment that you were trappable? Like, did you have your shit together?
No, well, because I just had a baby on the way. So my
You had a baby on the way.
yeah, I had a baby
And
on
then
the way.
you took your coworker out and fucked her.
Yeah,
with a
but
baby
we
on the
were
way.
we were on. I wasn't with my girlfriend anymore. So I took.
Oh,
and we
okay.
were like on a break, and she just so happened
Oh,
like,
break.
she just so happened we're on a break.
It's about to go
Yeah,
down.
we're on
We
a
were
break.
on like a 12-hour break.
It was a break.
Yeah.
I swear. It was
Those
a break.
breaks are fucking
Yeah.
deadly.
It was a break.
Breaks, you don't. Yeah, shit goes down.
So I tell her, I was like, it'll be complicated because my girlfriend is pregnant. And I'm getting back with her, and that pissed her off. Didn't speak to her for a long time after that. Fast forward about 5 years later, I'm at my daughter's elementary school picking her up from kindergarten,
And you see DC Jr.
and I see her walking her daughter in the classroom with they're in the same classroom and shit. And I was like, hey, haven't seen you in a while. It's been a while, whatever. And she goes, I was like, so your daughter's in this class? She was like, that's our daughter. And that was like, fucking it.
Wow.
So what does that mean? That was fucking it. What do you mean? Like, are you paying child support? Are you in this child's
support.
life?
Yeah, I'm in her life.
Him, you just said it was
No,
a
I'm
her.
in her life. Yeah, I'm in her life.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm saying, fucking house. Yeah, I'm in her life. Yeah.
So how long were you at that job? Did you
Uh,
quit soon after?
I was there 2 years, so I quit soon after. So after the
I mean, we know he's got babies. We know he's got kids.
We got a fucking game going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all. Anything online?
Yeah, Buddy said, confirming you can't hold a load because your balls will ache. And
It's called blue balls. It's a
Yeah.
nightmare.
Yeah, it's impossible.
It hurt.
Yeah, but you could have like pulled out and went on her stomach.
I tried.
well, Ken,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
lock in.
Did
Yeah.
she
They lock in.
overpower you with her
With the
muscular
legs.
arms?
When the
and-
legs lock,
her-
when a woman's legs lock, they lock.
Yeah. Yes.
Pull
Yes.
me in.
So
Yes.
Ken confirmed by equating it to stopping a gun from firing after the trigger was pulled. And Leah said, it's called edging, Ken. Look it up. And she also asked, Jess, did you just try
Thank
to
you.
shoot your shot
Thank
with
you.
DC during that story?
Shoot my shot. Oh, like
No.
DC knows he's handsome.
All
So
right.
that's why I think
What
that's-
about you, Michael? I'm very sorry, Justin.
I'm reeling back here.
I know it was such an emotional. Both
Yeah,
stories were kind of emotional.
Emotional guys.
They told
Yeah.
stories.
You
You bring a
both
couple
been-
artists in
They've
here.
both been wrong,
Yeah.
huh?
They're my
Yeah.
You believe that?
experience.
Yeah.
I think we're
Both
both
of
doing the
these.
right thing
Wow.
either way.
Yeah.
I love that you were wiping your brow as you were telling the story, not suspicious looking at all.
Well,
like-
since you
It's
bring
like the first
Bring it out
48.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, shit, I have to relive this shit.
Yeah, it's
I'm already
painful.
embarrassed by it.
It's
Like,
painful.
Since you bring that up, his lip was quivering during the
Yeah.
start of that story. It was
Oh,
like
really?
it was visibly going up.
Oh,
and down. I was going to save it for the end, but since you
Maybe he
brought it
was
up,
trying not to laugh. Like
No,
I could see
no.
where if you were trying to fool people and you were like, I fucking
I don't know. That looks like a thinking
Nervous
quiver to
laugh.
me.
Yeah.
He was traumatized.
Yeah.
I'm hurt.
He's just
Poor thing.
traumatized by getting his nut off
Yeah.
by some girl that snatched a rubber off of him.
Violated. That's
You
like
hear
a
him?
violation, right?
And you
I
hear
did
him
that
too.
to a girl one time.
Really?
I snatched it off. Like right before I came, I snatched off and blew load in her. I was like, why did I did it. I was like, why the fuck did I just do that?
Steven!
Anyway, things said here today should not be a reflection on the comedy store.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I
Wow.
apologize. She got plan B and she's like, all right, it was, wild. She was my girlfriend at the time, but yeah, it was inappropriate. Anyways, onward.
Ken asked how old your daughter is.
18. Oldest is 18. The youngest is 18 and 19.
How old were you at the time?
when that happened, I was 18 and 19.
You were 18
Uh-huh.
when you worked at a
I
credit
had my
card
fir-
company?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Uh-huh.
How'd you get that job?
It was a company called I mean, it's not like nothing serious. You just fucking gotta know how to answer phones.
I know, but where did you get a job like that?
It was only like $10 an hour.
Wait,
so-
what
Yeah.
state?
California,
So where did you get a job like that?
in the Bay Area.
Like, how'd you find out about a job like that?
They were doing passing out shit at our
No,
college.
because I have an 18 and 19-year-old looking for jobs, and I'm all like,
They were passing out like brochures at our college.
oh, really?
Yeah, and it was like a new credit card company.
Okay.
They were like a startup, and so they were hiring everybody. And 10 an hour back then was like
Yeah.
fucking bang.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Like I topped out at 13.
That's
10.
why she was like, I'm gonna lock this
Yeah,
dude in.
yeah.
10 an hour.
All right, your turn for your second story.
Okay. So when I first started here about 4.5 years ago,
How he changes into this different character when he tells a story.
More sympathetic. Like
I'm
he's-
going into my heart. You know.
Okay,
You gotta dive in.
Somebody online said you evoke too much emotion when you tell a story, so that's why they were having a hard time believing you.
I didn't know that was a thing. Sorry, I'll be more matte.
Just the messenger here.
I'll be more matte finish and disconnected when I tell my stories, like every other fucking person at this club. All right, okay.
Talk that shit.
Yeah, okay. Hi. I'll be ironically disconnected. So I'm a comic.
No, don't do it.
I'm broken. Oh, I hate my family. I'm not. No, that's not the product you get. You get my heart when I perform, and I'm sorry for that.
All right, so-
Actually, no, I'm not sorry. I'm sexy.
Well.
That's an acting class. You can't say I'm sorry in this acting class because actors and entertainers apologize for their very existence. So the teacher said every time you say I'm sorry, the whole class will have to say you're not sorry, you're sexy, and it's empowering. It makes me feel good. So 4.5 years ago. I know. No, 4.5 years ago. Yeah, this is probably 4.5 years ago. I'm working here. One of the first shifts you work is in the original room.
That's one of the first ones?
Yeah, like the first. Yeah, like early on. Like I worked. No, that's not one of the first ones you work, but I was working in the original room early on. Within it had to be my third week into working here. I was doing an OR front position. That's the person just sitting there checking people in the original room. So I was working in the original room. That shifts from like 6:30 to
It's
like
very long.
2 a.m. I'm working it tonight. I'll be there. Don didn't get off till 2:50 last Monday, so I'll be there till 3:00 tonight.
Grinding.
Yeah, grinding. So, but I didn't know that. I think it was my first shift there. It was 1:45 in the morning. And there's probably, you guys know those spots. There's 3 to 5 people in the audience sometimes, half of which are drunk. So it's like people that are just too drunk to leave.
Right.
Maybe a couple real comedy fans.
Right.
It's an odd hour. It's 1:45 at night. I'm also have a day job. I still do. So I have 2 jobs. So I'm like, hour probably 16 of working. And Jesus Trejo, who we just talked to, was on stage, and he was doing stand up, and a perfect ball about that size.
Oh, God. Here we go. Fuck.
What?
A fucking ghost story?
I'm so glad you're here.
No, I'm team you. I had a ghost experience here.
She doesn't believe
Thank
that they're
you.
in this very room, even though I
Yeah.
showed her video evidence
Well,
of orbs that we
he
have.
says they're orbs. It's specks of dust in front of the fucking computer camera. Come
that
on,
randomly
awesome.
don't show up all the time, just happen to show up and go, woo, all the
My-
way on Robert Kelly.
My believe or not,
Okay. go ahead.
Unsolved Mysteries did a special on this building, and there was a vortex in this very room. Where
Oh
they-
yeah.
I
for
remember
sure.
that. I
Yeah.
remember that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you
we need
know,
to call Ghostbusters.
my best friend's a gypsy psychic, and
Uh-huh.
He came here with me. And
Are you
it's-
doing Don's set?
No, I'm just trying to do me on a. don't-
What the fuck? All right, so
Yeah.
continue your story. So a
I
big
try.
ball goes near Jesus.
Yeah, a ball of smoke, like about that size. So it was
Uh-huh.
like about the size of a globe.
Uh-huh.
Just manifests over Jesus. He's telling stand up, and it was like someone's vape, right? Like she's blowing out. It was like someone's vape in the room, but it was.
Oh shit, Austin, there's a ghost.
Yeah. It was. They hear you making fun of them. Okay.
No, I'm a believer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a believer.
Yeah. I please help me with my career.
Yeah.
Please let people laugh tonight. So it formed a perfect sphere over his head. So now I'm like, that's not someone's vape because it's like a perfect ball. So there's this old man sitting in the back, right? And I go, hey, and he's half drunk. And I go, hey, is that a ball of smoke? And he just goes, yeah, that's a ball of smoke. I go, is that from someone smoking a cigarette or vape? He goes, I don't think that is. Because I was looking at everybody in the room. There's like 5 or 6 people scattered in the room. No one was blowing smoke. And even if they did, it
wouldn't be a
like,
perfect fucking
I think
ball.
somebody's blowing smoke
yeah,
right now.
it was like out of an 80s movie. It just went boom, and it started rotating.
Did Jesus notice it?
Okay, so I'm sitting there looking at it. I'm fixated on it, mesmerized by it. Jesus runs off stage.
He
Right?
sees it and runs off stage?
No, he just runs off stage. I don't even know who
His time was
Jesus
up, or
is.
he was just like
Halfway through his set, he runs off
oh
stage.
shit.
It's late enough where I think there was one person after him, and then Don. I don't even know Jesus. I don't know him. I run out to the kitchen. I find him in the kitchen. I go, hey man, dude, you had more time going on. You know what was going on? And he just looked like he's seen a ghost. And I go, you had a ball of smoke. And I explained the whole story to him. He goes, shut up. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. So I don't know him like to joke like this. You know, it's 1:45 night. He goes, shut up. He goes, dude, the reason I ran off stage because something was screaming at me from behind the curtains. And he goes, a voice was yelling at me.
Oh shit.
And the audience, he goes, but I couldn't hear the voice. And he goes, the audience heard the voice, and it was screaming and screaming after every joke I told. And he even said to the audience, can you hear that? And they're like, yeah. And he threw the microphone down and got scared and ran.
You saw him run.
I
Him
saw
run.
He's run, and I'm like,
Oh.
why is he running? But he didn't acknowledge the sphere that was hovering over his head. So then I just went back on, and by then Don or whoever was next was there, and he and I didn't talk about that for years later, and sometimes we bring it up. But that's my story.
Wow, I
Whoa.
am listening to you and I think to myself, and you want us to believe that you taught Shakespeare in Mexico? You know what I mean? Like,
I will say that Randolph does believe in ghosts for sure. There's been a time I was in the belly room stairs and I was like,
Yes, I forgot about that.
oh.
what? No, tell us
You
what
had the
happened.
experience, Jessica.
Yeah,
I
tell-
just
yeah.
went along with you. I
No.
didn't.
What?
Oh.
No, you're gonna make
I
him
don't-
storm
Wait,
off.
Jess. Wait, you
I'm not
saw
gonna
a ghost
storm
too?
I did not see a
Jessica,
ghost.
it's called denial. It's called denial.
It ain't
We
just
both-
over
you
in
got
Africa,
that. Jess,
baby.
you got that look like you saw some shit.
No,
I've seen some shit, but not ghosts.
Felicia, it went through us and the top of the belly room stairs where there's a lot of activity. I'm teaching her how to do the marquee, the little mini marquee for
Right.
the belly room. Some form of something went woo through us. We both. You didn't do it. You're not that kind of a person.
No,
If
I didn't do it to you.
No. You're
We
not
lost
that.
our balance or something. I
Oh
lost my
my.
balance. It
Something
wasn't.
went through
Jess
us, and I
is in
went,
the- Jess, you're in
"Ugh."
denial,
And
Jess.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
You're
that's
in
what it-
denial.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
That is what it looks
You're
like.
in denial.
Because you remembered. So if I just fucked with you 4 years ago, you wouldn't remember it and go, that was an experience we had. I don't know what it was.
It was only an experience because you made it an experience.
Thank you for I'm not that good, you know? Something passed through us and we
Huh.
both went, something passed through us, and she got freaked out, I got freaked out. I'm
What
not
did she do when she got freaked out?
freaked out.
No wonder you try to brush the subject.
That's
off.
why
she didn't wanna
talk
about
She's
this
like,
shit.
no, I don't believe it.
She was like, I don't
'Cause
believe
you
what
know
he
it
said.
happened
We're
to
not
you.
going to turn this on me. I did not.
Something came
I
up
don't
the steps,
believe in
went through us,
ghosts.
and we both at the same, like, you know when
Yeah.
you both the chill.
Yeah.
We
Ask
both at the
Felicia
same
about her
time.
crazy shit she saw.
She'll get mad if I
Wait, what'd you
say
say
it.
it. Say it, please.
Well, it just
Well, I'll cut
say-
it out if we have to.
That's
Okay.
a door.
Okay, so you know, look, she's all like angry. So you know the.
What is this
I
anger?
know
we
she
know
gets mad.
She doesn't
She
want-
gets
she-
mad.
and we
She
know
doesn't
that
want to
anger-
believe that she saw it.
From my
or
years
felt
of therapy, I
Denier.
know that anger is fear. So what are you afraid of? That it's real?
We have to
Yep.
get to the bottom of this, Jess.
We're not moving on until you cry. Well, my experience was in the hallway behind the main room, and you know how they have the big main room, green room,
Yes,
right? And then in
yes.
that hallway, they have the sliding doors that have the little
Yes.
mirrors and the
Little pocket doors.
Yeah, the little pocket doors. So it was late at night. I had a spot in the main room. I go and no one's back there. Someone's on stage, and I go in. I never liked it back there, and I go and I look to see who's on stage, and I go back to because right by those pocket doors they put the line up. So I took my camera out. Oh, this is what happened when I walked back. One of the pocket doors was out about that much.
Uh-huh.
So I go to like push it in, but
Yeah.
it's like it won't give. So I'm like, oh, fuck, it's not my
Fuck
problem.
it, yeah.
And then I take my camera out to take a picture of the lineup. And right as I do that, the door goes up and down and up and down.
Oh
Oh,
my! I just got
shit.
chills.
Goes up and then I fucking
Multiplying.
no, I no, because I made sure I did the right amount this time. Because you always say that, oh, first it just went up and down, and now it's up and down and up and down and up and down. No, it went up and down,
Jessica.
up and down, up and down. So
There's always whispers in that back area. I hear.
Yeah,
I hear whispers
so-
in my ear.
I put my phone away and I fucking ran out of there.
Mhm.
And I ran when it was my turn to go. I stayed and watched the set from the main room, and then when he
Yep.
said my name, I fucking ran back there.
I heard
That
it go.
was it.
I heard a voice go, "Hey, hey!" The other night, always when I first started, they go, "Do you hear the whispers?" And when you're getting the ladder back there late at night, I always hear whispers in that hallway. We do know for a fact that a bunch of people lost their life back there
How? Where?
on the steps going up into the sound booth. That's where they would kill people.
Oh, really?
Like the
Yeah,
mob, right?
The mob
Like-
would kill people
Oh,
on their
really?
steps. So they said hundreds of people lost their lives in that hallway.
Oh, now it's hundreds of people, though?
yeah, 100,
Really?
150. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
200.
All right.
I don't
I
know.
do
Any,
wanna-
any questions from the people watching online? Sorry we took so long with that, but I believe you. She does not.
I'm scared, bro.
I do want to say that Buddy C. Buddy, who was
Yeah.
your fan that tuned in, as you were about 23 seconds into your story, and he says "ghost" was all he commented before you'd said anything about ghost. So he obviously knew this story too.
Uh-huh.
And later on, commented and said, "Nailed it that fast." I'm a psycho. I think he meant psychic, but so this
All right.
obviously holds a little bit of validity.
What do you
with
think,
the
Michael
audience.
Evans over there?
This has been a crazy episode for me. These are like, so the first two stories are my two biggest fears on the planet. Like getting locked up and getting someone pregnant who
Which
I
is the
shouldn't
same
have.
thing.
Yeah.
They're both forms of jail.
And
Yeah.
also, yeah, I kind of start tripping immediately when you start with these ghost stories. Now I'm watching the camera, I'm watching above y'all's heads. I'm like, something's gonna show.
My psychic said there's a lot of animal and sacrifices in this room in the 30s. There's a lot of
Oh,
sacrifices.
shit.
I'm not kidding.
And a lot of unauthorized fingering. I know this from
Oh,
experience.
wow.
Equally as
Well,
terrifying.
hello.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to your story.
Oh, okay.
So top that.
I can't. That is fucking shit. Okay, 5th grade.
Way back.
Yeah,
way
I'm
back.
going back. 5th
Okay.
grade. It's kind of embarrassing. I don't want to. No, I'm gonna tell it. Fuck it. 5th grade, I got my ass kicked. Right. By this chick. Her name was Sheika. Beat my ass, and she was older. She was like in high school, or whatever. I don't know why. It was after school. It was like an ice cream truck or some shit. We're hanging out, and she was like a good friend of my sister. And so I see this girl Sheika. I'm with my buddies and all that. And I'm like trying to show out. I'm like, I see her. She's like, oh, there goes Shalanda's little brother. And I go, oh, what's up, bitch? Randomly just said
Yeah.
that for no reason. No reason at all. Thinking I'm tough, whatever the case is. She's like, what did you say? I said, hey, bitch. She says, come across the street and say it to my face. I get across the street.
Were you like goofy, like okay?
Yeah, stupid. Like, dumbass.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. Go across the street, and when I tell you, she like starts like fucking me up, kicking me on my ribs, just like a horrible ass whooping. Right? My friends are watching. They're like,
Wow.
they're like, oh, you made the wrong decision. So I'm like, oh,
They're
shit.
like, she really is
Yeah,
a
they're like,
bitch.
she's really, yeah, exactly. So
Wow.
I get up, and I was with my white buddy Dustin and my black buddy what's Rodney, and Rodney's like, man, she like really fucked you up, bro. Like she had like I can't fuck with McRib sandwiches at McDonald's because he was like, she had a ribbecue. She was kicking your ribs. That's called a ribbecue. And I was
Oh.
like, I can never eat McRibs or whatever again.
The
And-
shame.
Yeah, whatever the case is. So I go home and I tell my sister. She's like, what's going on with you? Why are you crying? And I was like, Sheika. That's how you know somebody kicked your ass when you fucking just say their first. I said, Sheika. And she's like, what'd she do? I said, she beat me up. She said, what'd you do? And she said, I said, I did nothing. Lied to my sister. I said, I did nothing. And so she calls Sheika. She calls the girl. And Sheika's like, my sister's like, so what happened with my brother? And she's like, well, he called me a bitch. And I was like, that bitch lying. I didn't call her a bitch, whatever the case is. So my sister fights her, meets her somewhere. They meet up, fights her. My sister gets her ass kicked too.
Whoa.
Fucks my sister up too. And that was like it. And my sister was pissed at me because I was like, I didn't tell you, like I didn't want you to fight her. I thought
Yeah.
I thought you would be better than me, but she beat my sister ass too. So Sheika's like undefeated in the story. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I like his own. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. 4 good stories, you guys.
Yeah,
it's a lot
you-
to wrap your, your
This
head
is.
around,
They're
right?
definitely out there, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah. Any
We
more
came prepared,
comments
you know?
online?
I was just
Huh?
telling my truth.
They haven't caught up yet.
You sure?
All right, so well then, why don't we just move it along? And unless you have any questions about any of the stories, or should we have Austin go ahead and recap
We'll
real
have
quick?
Austin do the recap, I
Okay,
guess.
do the recap real quick. He's going to tell your 2 stories very quickly.
All right, and real quick, somebody did say that you were on Mexican Jerry Springer one time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chingazo or something.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Jose
Uh,
Luis Sin Censura.
Is that Tijuana as well?
No, that is Lieberman Broadcasting in Sun Valley, California.
Oh, really? But also somebody said no white guy with a haircut like that is surviving Mexican prison. So, we
He
will.
hasn't always looked like this.
Yeah.
I don't know. We just met.
Yeah.
Going off.
Have
my-
you
Yeah, you
always
must
looked
have
like
been
this?
I'm the
pretty
messenger.
baby faced when you were 21.
I always look older, and then I started looking younger. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. Heroin. It preserves you
You did heroin?
for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And you look pretty good, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I slept through my 20s. I was just in like REM sleep.
Were you doing heroin at the time you bought those drugs in Mexico?
Oxycontin.
Just Oxycontin?
And cocaine.
And how many years ago was that?
2001.
It's a rough year.
All right.
Story 1. He went down to Mexico when he was 21 for some drugs and tacos, but got busted by El Chapo and the Federales. He was in Mexican
El
prison for a month eating Tijuana gruel from a hollowed-out tortoiseshell, which somehow led him to forming an arts program where they performed Shakespeare with a school that came in and was mysteriously let in because he's so ambitious. Story 2. 4 years ago, he's working here in the original room, and Jesus Trejo is on stage, and a big ball of smoke that's definitely not vape floats across the room. Jesus runs out. Steven runs after him because he was mesmerized by the smoke thing. And Jesus tells him it was some voices screaming behind the curtain that scared the crap out of me, and I had to go, and he told him about the ball. And there are ghosts at the Comedy Store, so just live with it.
I think about so how long had you been into OxyContin when you before going down to Tijuana and getting arrested?
Probably about a year. No,
Yeah.
since 98. Probably 2 years.
98.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years.
Was it on the market, that wildly popular and on the market in 98?
Yeah, I think since 97. It's all Googleable. You could.
No, we're not allowed to Google.
Well, somebody did just comment and say that he did mule drugs from Tijuana. I don't know how they know that, but
Yeah.
maybe they bought some.
Mm.
And somebody just commented and said, Aunt Sheika is a beast.
Yeah, I know. I wondered what happened with her. Like,
She's running drugs down
yeah,
in Tijuana.
she's running something, dude.
All right, well, let's take a vote. Does anybody want to vote online
Literally
first?
everybody online thinks that the first story is a lie, and I would have to concur with them.
Yeah, because my dad went on OxyContin when it was pretty new, and that was probably more like 2004 or 5.
To me, the
So-
lie is like right in the only having a month there and forming
Yeah.
a whole arts program doing
Yeah.
Shakespeare. I
Yeah.
don't think a trained actor could learn Hamlet in
Yeah,
a
how did
month.
you even talk
Like,
people into doing it?
It's really hard for me to talk about. It's so emotional, but it was
This ain't true.
yeah, it was like I don't know if you've ever been in a position when you needed something from someone that was Mexican that didn't speak English. If you've been lost and you need like there's something else that takes over with languages. Like I can go to Russia and if I was trouble, I'd be dead trouble. Like you just kind of like emote.
Russians are crazy, dude. So I watched
Yeah.
this puma online, right?
Oh
Yeah.
my God, here we go with this shit. You won't believe in ghosts, but you fucking binge watch anybody with a wild animal in their studio apartment.
They have a studio.
Sarah Hyland Rosenstein had an alpaca in her apartment.
Yes,
the other
I
day.
saw
Did you see
that.
that? I thought about you immediately.
Wow.
Yeah, this Russian couple keeps a puma in their studio apartment. Now
Crazy.
they're building a house now, so it won't be long. But
Yeah.
they live there, and then they take this puma outside their apartment and they let it loose to run around with them. And you mean nobody in the apartment in Russia calls up and like, hey, there's a dude playing with a puma outside?
Yeah, that's wild.
Goddamn mountain lion.
Yeah.
Goddamn cougar in the car.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Well,
wild.
let's start and take a vote. You guys can vote too. Which story of his do you think is the lie?
I think the lie is the ghost story.
Really? And why?
I just think because that's like what I would go for to make you guys think.
I feel like I've heard that story. Now, was it from Randolph? I don't know. But I do feel like I have heard that story of Jesus and the ball of smoke.
Uh-huh.
But I have to go on my principles alone and say that he was that's the lie. The
I think
ghost is the lie.
It seems
Ghost is the lie.
Even with confirmation online, people saying that is the true story.
Yes.
But when you're on drugs, you go through like crazy shit.
Yeah.
Somebody just said, I saw that Locked Up Abroad episode that you were on. To be or not to be?
Wait, so
Funny.
Jess, you're saying you're cool with the Mexican prison story?
I mean, I'm not cool with it, but if anybody were going to start a Shakespeare club
Right.
in a month in Mexico, it would be Stephen fucking Randolph.
Thank
okay?
you. I like that.
Do you know him as being into Shakespeare? Is it like,
He's just crazy.
Yeah.
I could say, and then he cannot not be doing something.
Yeah.
He likes to talk. I could see him. He couldn't just sit there and wait it out and
Right.
eat his rice with a tortoise
I'd start a
shell.
revolution.
Right.
Yeah,
He seems like he seems like he'll get somewhere and he'll figure that shit out.
But
Right.
even the part of the thing where he said that his dad had to pay $50,000 over a $200 drug deal.
I mean, they keep white people down there because they think they have money.
$50,000.
And then look at him. He looks like he has money.
Well, I think that first story is a fucking lie. What about you, Michael Evans?
I'm thinking that I think the first story's a lie. I'm all in on the ghost story.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the truth to me.
All right. So we all voted. Which one is the lie?
The first story was a lie.
Oh,
Jessica, I
What a reveal.
mean, the ghost story was true.
I had heard
100%
that. I had
true.
heard that. I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
remember if it was you,
You know
telling me.
You know it's true because if you talk to him about it, he get like go ask him, but he'll go, yeah. It's just gets quiet. It really
Yeah.
happened.
no,
it really
just
happened.
like it really happened with the back thing.
I believe
yeah,
you.
Yeah. Oh, you don't roll your eyes when Jesus tells you,
I
but if
can't
I
wait to
tell
show you these orb videos when we get off.
Oh,
They're
please.
real.
Yeah.
They're it's
That
real.
specks of
Jessica,
dust.
maybe we could get Sheika down here, convince you it's
I
real.
know. Yes.
We're fucking around, bro.
But the reason I did think it was a story is the $50,000 over $200, and my dad, they gave him oxy, and when he was older, and he was like, I remembered like the time and space when it had just come out, and he was like, I can't take this shit. This shit's terrible.
I
And
was
it-
hooked on Oxy. It came out, I think, in like '97.
Really?
Yeah, and I had been doing it since 2000.
Oh,
so that part
that's what
was
somebody
good.
was commenting about. They said
Yeah,
that
I've been doing-
my mom was on it in 1995.
Yeah.
Oh,
it,
really?
I was
Okay,
way ahead of the curve
okay,
with that shit.
okay.
I had a guy who just like was like, "Do you want to try this?" And I was like, "Oh my god, yeah." I just,
Wait, is Oxy what, needle or fucking?
It's a pill, but you could
You could smoke
you
it.
could smoke
Oh,
it, shoot
okay.
it, snort it.
Wow. All right. Okay. All right. So why don't you recap DC's stories?
Real quick, congrats to Ken, who's on a 5-story win streak right now.
Oh,
So if he gets this one,
wow.
You
he'll-
just
Wow.
broke my streak,
Man.
jackass.
Well, if you believe
That's
in
just you
ghosts,
being willful.
yeah,
That's just you being willful.
that's ignorance. That's
Yeah.
you.
Wait, you were definitely supposed to believe the ghost
We had
story.
an experience together.
I know. That's how willful you are
yeah,
about
she's
it.
so in
That's
denial.
crazy.
She's so in denial.
Someone who's so willful,
Jesus.
Jessica, let me just pose this. Someone
Yes.
who's so willful who doesn't put up with anybody's shit. Now you're saying at this very moment that we both had a shared experience, you made me have the experience. That's not in your
Yeah, that is
personality.
kinda crazy.
You wouldn't fake
That
an
is kinda
experience.
crazy.
You're too strong-willed.
No,
You-
dude, that's the difference. I do things that people.
Doo-doo.
I'm gonna give up some of myself. This is not gonna seem good, but I'll go along with people.
I've
if
never
I-
seen that side of you.
Yeah,
That's-
me either.
I go
No,
along with
Yeah,
people.
Jessica, yeah.
There
The
are
girl with the
certain times I will
mohawk
do
and
Yeah.
the tattoos
Yeah,
that
yeah.
say "fuck off" goes
you're-
along with people.
Yes, you're
Everybody,
very-
right.
You're very strong-willed.
Yeah, I
Jess.
know. But in
You're
this
very
one
fucking
circumstance, you
strong-willed.
went, "Oh, I
Yeah.
think those two." To impress a door guy who you didn't even give a fuck about at 12:45 a.m. Bullshit. That story is a lie, Jessica.
All right, let's move on to yours. Recap, please.
All right, DC's first story. He worked at a credit card company, and a girl would leave him some elementary school style love notes on his desk. They go on a date, and then end up deciding to go to the movies, and then to further the romanticism, end up at a Motel 6 where they did it, and she snatched the condom off of him, and he blows his load in her because it couldn't stop it. And he was offended afterward because he realized what she had done, and then she was pregnant, and then ghosted him.
So when you left that night, you just said, "Hey, that was fucked up," and left.
That was it. I said that's fucked up. That and I kind of, I wanted to have someone to blame because I think I made a mistake too by not pulling out. So I think that was like my scapegoat of being like, leave me alone. Like I'm done with you,
Oh,
and
so
to
now
try to
you're-
make her feel
So
guilty.
now
too.
you're admitting it that you could control it.
I mean, with certain strength.
At what cost?
Yeah.
At what cost?
Yeah, I don't want to hurt
You could
myself.
stop the bullet from coming out of the gun,
Right.
too. At what cost?
Yeah, I don't wanna-
The gun breaks.
Right.
Implodes.
Yeah.
I don't want to die trying to stop a nut.
Now
you know?
you said You said
It's like
that.
a sneeze.
Right.
You said that she told you, I just wanted to feel you.
Yeah, that's what she said.
And then did you just be like, that was fucked up, and you just gave her the silent treatment and got dressed? and
silent
left?
silent treatment, and we had a couple drinks after, but silent treatment. I just wasn't talking to her anymore.
So
Oh, you
in
had
the
drinks
motel
after?
room, you
Yeah, we
had
had drinks after.
Silent drinks after?
Yeah, I was got drunk. What else do you do after you like?
Impregnate somebody.
Yeah,
Well, if you're offended, you get the fuck out of there. Not
I
have
wanted to
drinks with
leave,
her.
but
Yeah.
after drinking, I didn't want to drive.
You were so responsible then. Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
I know, I'm all like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He's about to crack right
Yeah.
now. Okay, second story.
Somebody said Sheika's a legend. I think they think Sheika is the girl in both stories.
Wow. That's funny.
That's hilarious.
Got whooped twice.
Yeah.
In 5th grade, he took an ass whipping from a girl named Sheika because he called her a bitch in passing. It was a politely bitch calling, but still she didn't appreciate it. So he goes home and cries to his sister, but lies and said he didn't do anything to get the ass whipping. So she goes to fight Sheika. Sheika, being the champ that she is, beats her ass too.
Can we ask what your sister's first name is?
Shalonda.
Shalonda.
Yeah.
So
He said
Sheika
that,
beat
yeah.
Shalonda's ass, and that was pretty much it.
Wow. What grade were they in, do you think? Do you remember?
The Sheika.
Yeah.
Sheika had to be 9th grade.
And so she was in the same grade as your sister?
Yeah, same
Yeah.
grade as my sister.
I could totally see that happening. Because I have 2 boys they just say random stupid shit thinking they're
Mhm.
trying to show off. And I love that she beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, I deserved it. I did. I deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
I'm
a-
having a really hard time with these because you guys are either overacting or underacting on these stories, and I don't know if it's to fool me or if it's because they're true, or you know what I mean.
This is a game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
you're mad
Why
that
are
we're
you-
trying hard and
Why
having
are you so
integrity
taken
on your
aback?
podcast. She's like,
Yeah.
I got these 2 guys and they really are into the thing I created and it's pissing me off.
Yeah, why is it throwing
Sorry.
you off? Why
Sorry
is
for
it throwing
coming
you
with
off?
passion.
Because I can't tell if it's in earnest or if he's overacting it to make us feel like.
So you're saying he's doing a good job as a guest on your show?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But ghosts aren't fucking real. That's what I'm saying. But you're
All
a great
right.
actor.
So let's anybody gonna vote?
In a stunning move here at the Liars Club, again, every single person thinks that the first story is a lie. Leah says she might change her mind to go against the grain, but Leah, I would just forewarn you, probably don't do that.
Huh. Well, I think the first story is it's not that I think whether it's a lie or not, but I think it's just complete and utter bullshit. Like that's what I think. Like
Well, he does have 2 kids that are 18 and 19. We established that at the Ice House show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
but-
mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh.
True.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's got 2 girls. We know that.
Uh-huh.
2 daughters.
And so, what did your sister do after Sheika beat the shit out of her? Did she come home and beat the shit out of you?
No, she just came home and like took it on the chin.
It's
Just
not
came
easy
home
to
and
fight
took it on
right
the
after.
chin.
Can't
Yeah,
imagine
like, what
an
could
older
she-
sister doing that. I'd be like windmills, bitch. I'd
Right,
be
like she
wow.
couldn't like she just had to.
She's probably exhausted from having her ass beat by Sheika.
Right.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. All right. So, what do you think, Jess?
Well,
It's a hard
Sheika
one.
also sounds like a wrestler's name.
Uh-huh.
You know, it doesn't sound real.
That sounds real to me.
It doesn't to me.
There was a girl named Sharkeisha not long ago in a viral
Yeah.
video.
Sharkeisha?
Yeah, she hit a girl in the head with a.
Keisha.
Oh, I forgot
Sharkeisha-
about Sharkeisha.
she
Yeah.
hit- no, Sharkeisha, no. She hit a girl in the head with a shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've
I'm
been
just
hearing about
saying,
this girl.
Sheika-
Yeah.
Sheika's not the strangest name I've ever heard.
Yeah, I don't think
No,
it's-
but it just sounds like a wrestler's name that he would have come up with on the spot.
Hmm.
No?
Oh, like the Sheik?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Iron
Sheika.
Sheik.
But Iron
She
Sheik.
was
Yeah.
Iron Sheika.
Like
that's what
Iron
they called
Sheik,
her.
Iron Sheika. But we didn't call her.
Iron
Sheika. But that's fucking great.
Iron Sheik.
Yeah, that's what she
hard
should be
one.
called.
Damn.
She should be
Now
called
she's
Iron
called
Sheika. Now it makes sense.
What do you
Have you
think,
ever seen her
Michael?
since?
Never again.
Wow.
What
Never
do you
again.
think, Michael Evans?
I think Sheika's completely real, and I think we can't be too careful.
You never saw her again?
No, she was older. I never saw Sheika.
You never
again.
saw her. That's bullshit. If you
She did
No,
her work. Legends
that's-
leave. Legends leave us early.
Like, I didn't want to see her again. I was like, I never saw
Someone
her
comes
again.
to town, does shit like that, they're on to the next town.
Yeah.
that's
you know,
a lie.
But then,
I
but
think
then
that's the truth. I think that's the true one.
it's such a hard one because the first story you told so many little details and you added on, and the second story you're not
None.
adding. You're hardly any details. Blah blah blah. Done. Nothing added on.
Did you pull her hair? Did you try anything? Did
no,
you
I did.
pinch her?
Fetal. Fetus position?
Mm-hmm.
I curled up.
Yeah.
And just took it. And just
Yeah.
kicking me in my ribs.
Oh, you
Just
poor
took it.
thing.
I just remember my ribs and got up and was like, crying.
All right, I am going to go out on the limb and say that
Sheika's a lie.
Sheika's story is true. I think that other one is a lie.
That's mine too.
Yeah.
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 You think first is a lie?
I
I
think
think
the
the
first one's a
Sheika
lie.
story is true.
Oh, he's gonna fucking trick us all. I know it.
What do you think, Jess?
I think Sheika is a lie. Sheika is the lie.
So you think first is true?
I do.
Jessica, you make me laugh. There's no other Jessica on this fucking planet. You are in competition with nobody. You're
One of a
Very
kind.
true,
yeah, you
very
were going
true.
One
right
of
to
a
the
kind.
top.
Very
There
true.
is only one Jessica. You were God. You're doing it.
Oh, you're special.
Thank
All right.
And what do you think, Steven? What was your vote?
the ass beating is real.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And Michael?
Yeah, I think the Sheika story is true.
Okay.
Because shit like that happens.
Yeah.
It's just like
I'm not saying there's not some kind of truth or it's in some world to the first story. I just don't think maybe it happened to him or happened exactly that way. And also, I'm just afraid to talk shit about Sheika.
Yeah. don't.
she
She'll
comes here.
She'll
she-
come back.
Yeah, yeah. You
How
say it
did
3
she spell her
times.
name? Do you remember how
I
she
don't.
spelled?
SHEKI.
You say it 3
K.A.?
times. and she
Yeah.
says
No,
it.
Yeah.
You never saw her again, but you know how to spell her
I just-
name.
yeah, I
Everybody
remember-
online spelling it Sheika.
Yeah,
That seems
Sheika.
about
Yeah, that's
Okay.
about right.
And what do you think?
I think that Sheika story is true. But somebody wants to know: did Sheika have colored beads on her hair?
No,
They were all a
she
blur.
had she had like a short haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She
She's
had, like, a
fighting.
short
She can't
hair.
have that long hair. She's fighting, dude.
Wow. Wow. I don't know. Oh, I want.
Now
I
I
almost
need to
want to
know,
go with
yeah.
you, Jessica. I almost want to change it. All right, I'm changing my vote to Jessica's vote. The first
Come over
story,
to the dark side.
yeah, is a truth.
Sheika is a lie.
Sheika is a lie. All right, which one is the lie?
The lie's the first story.
Yeah.
Sheika's the truth.
Come on. Come on. I mean, it's so
Ah!
That one was.
Are y'all even?
That was
trying
straight
on
to. It was to the point. Like
Yeah.
it was bam bam.
The truth doesn't take
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
Jessica, are you even trying
The
today?
truth
I mean,
doesn't
are you-
take long.
I am
The-
so
the-
I've
stupid
had
that I
shit
changed
happen
my
to me like the
vote.
Motel 6. Not
Yeah.
Sheika.
True.
We'll keep talking
Yeah.
shit.
The lie is
Yeah.
hella different. You pull from everything with the lie.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Remember the
So-
Motel 6? They were
Yeah,
playing
so
golf.
for sure, was any of that true? The Motel 6 story.
None of that was true.
None of that was
How
true?
did you
Did it
have
ha-
two girls so close
Same
together?
mom.
Same mom?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So she
So
was
just back to back.
back to back. My kids are 10 months apart.
Wow.
Fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. So one's 20 now and
So
one's
as
19.
soon as the doctor said you could have sex, you
So
were like,
I went
"Oh,
right
let's do
in.
it."
Like
Yeah.
you're supposed to wait 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I went like before the stitches were out.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I get it.
Oh, that's
Yeah. Back to
makes-
back.
that hurts me. Well, you guys have been awesome guests. You guys told great stories.
This is
Apologize for
Yeah,
my
you
sweat.
guys. No, it's all
My
good.
hands are sweaty.
Yeah,
Look
It's
at
all
that, like,
good.
burning
I
me
love.
up.
I don't
I
think we're
sweat out
going
of
to
my hand.
ever have them back.
No, I loved it. I love that I got to meet Steven a little bit
Yeah,
more
it's
and to
nice to talk to
see you
you.
get so emotional over those stories. Like because I've seen videos of you online and stuff,
Yeah.
and I know you can get kind of wackadoo. So it was very
Yeah.
interesting to see how you told that story. But where can people find you? What can people follow you? What can people look forward to that you have shaking?
You can find me on Instagram at Steven Randolph 2. That's STEVEN RANDOLPH, the number 2 on Twitter, Instagram. I think it airs this week. I think on Wednesday I'm gonna be on Your Mom's House with Tom
Dope.
Segura, Christina
Wonderful.
P.
Wonderful.
I went level 10 on that one. Probably revealed stuff I shouldn't have, but I think it'll be a good episode. I recorded it. Yeah. I left there going, oh boy, should I have done that? So that's how
Yeah.
you know it's a good podcast. So that should be a fun one. I think it airs this week, but I recorded it a couple weeks ago, so I'm waiting. So I don't know when it's going to air. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. I also have my own podcast. I would love to support So Deep with Steven Randolph. You can find it on iTunes or StevenRandolph.com/podcast. That's the best way to find it. Go to the
And
little
what about
musical
you?
note.
I'm at DC Ervin Comedy across the board. That's Twitter, Instagram, DCERVIN Comedy. And check out my podcast too, A Hot Nothing. Trying to build that thing back up. And just touring all over. And catch me in LA performing.
Yeah, and Sheika,
And Sheika.
hit us up.
No,
if you're out
don't
there,
hit us
Sheika,
up. Don't hit us. Don't hit us.
I didn't say shit.
No,
I didn't say
no.
shit.
Sheika, we need some security for
Yeah.
her to show up in the belly room.
Sheika.
How about you, Michael Evans?
Check me out at High Five Michael on Instagram, and I don't know. I wanted to sign out with a funny Sheika line. I'm still on that.
That was great. It's a great character.
Yeah.
Good app, really funny app today.
Wonderful. And what about you, Austin?
I'm at the Austin Walker on everything. Look for Stephen Randolph and I's new podcast, Convincing Jessica That Ghosts Are Real.
Yeah.
Hey,
And,
turn up.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
the Liars Club 1, Twitter, Liars_Club. Subscribe to YouTube and all that stuff. And go Gators.
Wonderful. And I am Felicia Michaels. You can follow me all across the board at Felicia Michaels. Please do me a favor. Sorry that I'm still harping on this, but if you guys have Amazon Prime, can you please go on Amazon Prime and watch my documentary about comedy called Pervs? It's really great. It has Joey Diaz in it. Has Felipe Esparza.
Hey.
So many people in it. I'm very proud of it. And if you could leave a review, that would be awesome. And also know that we have dates. When are our dates that we have coming up?
In my phone,
Or-
Felicia.
We
Here you
have
go.
September.
Well, here, I'll fill by saying this
Okay.
real quick. My birthday's August 8th, so Cash App, the Austin Walker. Any gifts? or
Hey,
anything like that?
you gotta let them
Happy to
know.
do
You
that.
gotta let-
P.O. Box 6746, North Hollywood, or Burbank, California. Whatever.
Zip
Okay,
code.
we have Wednesday, September 25th. We are going to be back here in the Belly Room at 10 p.m. At the Comedy Store. And then we have Tuesday, October 29th at 8 p.m. We're going to be back at the Comedy Store. And then this Friday, come to the Ice House at 8:30. Ice House, this Friday, 8:30. We have
And-
the Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
gonna be
they're
a lot
great.
of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where can people find you?
Find me at Jess Wellington 2 on everything. It's very shockingly similar to Stephen Randolph.
I wondered
we
if there
both
was
we'd
any
have a lot of
correlation.
experiences.
Yeah, you
together.
got fucking twins.
And did you have anything else to say?
No.
Just want to make sure I get it out.
Okay.
And you have been lied to.
Ooh.